Breaking news. The political deadlock has finally been broken and there is now a coalition government being formed. I am here to interview some pedestrians on their opinions. How do you feel about the political deadlock being broken and there now being a coalition government?
Well, I'm glad that they stopped doing pointless elections and they finally agreed on one government.
Fun fact. The double shuffle was a sign of how government was working in Canada in the 1860s. Getting bills, new laws passed through the Assembly was almost impossible. Members of the government and the opposition in Canadian Assembly were nearly even in number. Since they naturally voted against each other, neither side could win. It was like two evenly matched teams playing tug of war. So during the early 1860s, the machinery of government gradually ground to a halt. The wheels simply stopped turning, the engine sputtered and stalled. It was a political deadlock. So here we are, year 3002, and there is again another political deadlock. This is only the second deadlock since the late 1800s. So I'm here today to interview some pedestrians and their opinion whether they think we should form a coalition government. Let's go to my first person. Can I have your name?
Fortune cookie, I see into the future.
And what do you see?
More wonton soup, free. Well, that was an experience. Now let's get some real opinions on the political deadlock in year 3002.
Thug life. Thug life. What do you even want?
What's your name?
Barbara. What about it?
Okay, what do you think about this whole political deadlock?
You know what? I just think they should form a coalition government again. Because, you know, we got these people and we got these people. We need to make them one people.
Oh, man.
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. As leader of the Grits, George Brown opposed the least conservative party. He was John A. Macdonald's political rival. For years, the two had hurled bitter remarks at each other across the floor of the Assembly. If they passed each other in the street, neither would speak. But the future of the province meant more to George Brown than his personal feelings or his political party. He suggested that the answer to the political deadlock was a coalition government. Together, they could do what no one party could do by itself. George Brown persuaded many other members of his own party to support his coalition. Of the 130 members of the Assembly, at least 100 would vote together. The coalition government had two plans. The first was to try to form a union or confederation of all the British colonies in North America. If this first plan failed, the second plan was to split Canada into two provinces, Ontario and Quebec. Each province would run its own local affairs, but there would be a central government based on representation by population to look over matters of concern to both provinces. Other colonies would come together if they desired. The idea of confederation was beginning to gain more momentum in Canada. Representation by population meant that the assembly that had more people would have the side with more people would have more say in the assembly. No, don't end it. When George Brown and Sir John A. Macdonald formed a coalition government, it was because neither of them could win the election. They decided to have Canada would be in two provinces, Ontario and Quebec, but they would all be under one central government. Each province would run its own local affairs. So just like that, and we were thinking now, but we're thinking that the coalition government may not be such a good idea because there are now so many provinces in Canada. So, what should we do? What will they decide? Find out next on Gangnam Style News.
Fun fact. A coalition government is the joining of different political parties in one government in a time of emergency.
Breaking news! Breaking news. Breaking news. Breaking news. Political deadlock has finally been broken. Let's... Oh my god. Breaking news. Is that my crotch?
No, it's
Breaking news. Political deadlock has finally been broken. Let's have an interview on the opinions of some pedestrians. What do you think of the political deadlock finally being broken?
Well, I'm glad that they... Do I sound raspy? Like...
Breaking news. Political deadlock has finally been broken, and there is now a coalition government being formed. Does that make sense?
Well, that was an interesting opinion. Now, back with year 3002. We're gonna get some opinions on some pedestrians.
Thug life. Thug life. What do you want?
Name?
It's gonna say pimple. As leader of the Grits, George Brown opposed the police.
Oh my god. It's not even funny anymore.
Okay, I just want to look at you this time. Okay, so similar to what happened back in the late 1800s, there is yet again another political deadlock. This is a huge outbreak for 3002. It has been hundreds of years since this has happened. I am here today to talk to some pedestrians on the street, seeing what their opinion would be on a coalition government. Let's go to our first person. Can I have your name, miss?
Fortune cookie? I see into the future.
And what do you see?